So private equity bought the bank, slimmed it down, made it profitable again, and after 3 years of transformation, they were ready to grow. And then they said, okay, let's launch this pitch. And then we became part of that pitch, and I'm going to tell you what happened exactly. But they don't want to tell that story of the Northern Landesbank, because being a new bank in the banking industry is already difficult, but being a new bank with a negative heritage is even more difficult. You know, so therefore, you know the real deal, but in communication you won't see it anywhere. So yeah, the brief. In general, we love the brief, and this is not just to slime around or something, but we really love because it was an integrated brief about advertising, so getting more clients, getting new talent, and also making sure these employees are engaged with that new concept, with that new brand. So it was a very integrated brief. This is the pitch process. It was quite lengthy. I think it took us a month or 4 or 5 almost. So it started with a long list of 20 agencies, and I heard from the client that we were the only ones who called. So we got the brief, the email, and then probably all the German agencies are like, okay, I'm going to fill this out. And we said, sure. First we're going to call them. And that was really good because we first had some interaction with them. It was directly a fun and good interaction. So I think that boldness of the Dutch people compared to the more formal German people, that really worked. With these Germans, of course. So then we need to send the agency credentials, so it's like the big deck with all these cases you have and how you work. And we said, can we do an online session? The other ones didn't do it. So we said, we want to, of course, talk about our presentation, give you a little bit of background. So we did that. Then 8 agencies were chosen. The final brief was sent to 6 agencies. And then an open Q&A round. So you always have to think about what kind of question I'm going to pose, because everybody sees it. It's an open Q&A. So if you ask somebody, you make the other agency smarter. So you could also ask super weird questions that the other agency is just going the wrong way. We didn't do that, but it is possible. And then we had this presentation in Hamburg. It was a big presentation. There were like 25 people in a room, like sitting around you, from all departments of the banks. Pretty impressive. So you enter then in that building, like, whoa, now it's time to shine, of course. But what we did before we went into the presentation, again, we said, let's do a chat. And we created a visual identity for the bank, and we also had Red in there on Thursday. And I think on Monday we had a presentation. And we had that informal chat with her, and she said, oh my God, the CEO hates Red. So, okay, let's get rid of the Red. So we got rid of the Red, and then we presented, and everybody loved it. But if we, for example, still got Red in that visual identity, we probably would win it. So, always important to have pre-checks, 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 and don't be shy, because we also lost the pitch of not posing enough questions. So, in the agency world, knowing more is very important. I think that counts for all businesses. If you know more and ask more, then you come better prepared. Then we did the presentation, and then we went home, and then you wait. And then we thought, well, I think we're almost there. Well, I think we won it. And then we heard, no, it still needs to go to the CEO, and he will choose whatever he likes. I was like, well, he won't talk to the other people? No, he's in Birmingham or something, that's where he lives, it's private equity. So, yeah, so the CEO could make his own decision. So they didn't talk to each other almost. It was first this group, and then the CEO could say yes or no. It was kind of a weird situation, because it won't happen in the Netherlands, these types of decision making. But it was good, so also very excited. And then they said, yes, it's going to be you. And then I thought, congratulations, and flowers or something. Nothing. Yes, it's you. Can we talk about the contract? Really? And it took us another 2 to 3 weeks to finalize the contract. And then we had a press moment before this little booth you see. And then we shook hands. It's completely different from here. We won, for example, our Park, and we got a big panda. You know, directly, congratulations, you won. And, well, we're going to talk about the money later, you know, it's fine, you won. We trust each other. Completely different. So it was fun. So, a little bit of, what they say about the pitch.
Yes, we actually pitched a year ago, and it was a quite quite lengthy process. How can you imagine else from a banking institution as ours? And we invited local agency brands, like Hamburg was very well known for very creative agencies for a long time. We invited, but also from other German hubs, so Frankfurt, of course, when it was about banking, there are a lot of other agencies who are interesting as well. Nuremberg and Berlin. And then we reached out to the Netherlands market, because we both have very good experiences in working with Dutch agencies in the past. And there, yeah, we picked 5. Actually, all 5 were recommended by Ogilvy Amsterdam as the new 5 creative hub starters. And we ended up with 2. We then actually invited. And from the 2, one turned out to have a British managing director. So it didn't work out for them. And then it was lemon scented tea.
And we're quite happy about that.
So I didn't brief this.
So why did we choose lemon scented tea? We are a bank, and of course we got an evaluation sheet, very detailed, and we had a huge committee looking at the different elements of the elevation process. And in the end, it was always lemon scented tea.
Exactly, and no matter how you twist and turn it, looking at the numbers, it was lemon scented tea. Looking at the energy level, it was lemon scented tea. Looking at the creative concept, the idea which came across, it was lemon scented tea. And also I have to underscore that the creative design work was very well elaborated as well.
Without the red, you know, if we got the red there, probably we didn't win it. I think an interesting point here is also a position we have at the Netherlands, the English managing director. It was another agency, I don't know which one. They didn't want also because there is a bigger clash between, I think, the British culture and the German culture, and also, especially British agencies can be a little bit cocky, you know, like we invented everything, invented football and invented advertising. So that didn't work out personally. So that also is part, of course, of such a pitch. Then let's dive into the concept a little bit, so you have an idea what we presented and how we want to pitch. So first of all, this was the first question, turning Ratio Bay from an unknown company into a strong brand story, and creating positive associations, meaning it's a new bank in a very trust-driven industry with a lot of big names, with a lot of heritage like ING, Morgan Stanley, HSBC, Deutsche Bank. How do you win with a completely new brand? So that means you need to be super clear who you are and what you offer. And that was also the main ambition of what we've been doing. So what are we going to do? Distinguish ACOB in the eyes of the potential clients and talent. We won't win from them when we talk the same language as the big banks. So we need to have another angle, and we found one. So the challenge, how to become attractive and trustworthy in a highly competitive, fluctuating market. Just what I actually said just a second ago. So if you look at the rationale behind the concept, we started with this. If you are a bank and you transformed in 3 years into a new bank, I think that is a culture. I mean, if you can do that, I mean, then you're strong in being curious and being different and open to transformation. So we said to them, we gave them a compliment. Wow, you're open and curious to change, and not many banks are. So that's a big one. They had claritas obligitas, and that was the briefing also, Latin for we are focused on clarity, but you cannot communicate that. That is not a line or something, that is not catchy. So we said, yes, we're going to basically be clear about everything. Same as actually, what's the insurance company? Glashelder from Interpolis. Maybe you still know that. Yeah, this was a very interesting one. Where you're from is very important. They are from Hamburg. And we said Hamburg is not Germany. And that was very important.